all time between these teams. And the Cy-Hawk rivalry is underway as Iowa controls the tip. Here is Clark leading the nation in points per game, trying to do so for a third time in her career. Clark, a three is good.
I'm not going to play off of Caitlin Clark, but you have to be even closer than Dew was on that possession.
So Clark, 19 points away from 3,000. Foul will go against O'Grady.
You see just a little bit of a screen barely, and Dew is right there, but Caitlin Clark.
And that will send Audie Crooks to the line. This is a freshman center who I know, Rebecca, you have just loved watching.
I love watching this young woman play because you would not expect someone with her size to be as quick as she is on her feet, end to end, when she's running the floor. She has great hands, great feet when she catches the ball inside, and if you get stuck behind her, forget it. You're going to either have to foul her or she's going to be able to score on you.
Here's Clark around the screen. Being guarded closely by Naimir Dew. Inside, the hook from Goodman won't go, and the rebound secured by Crooks. Hannah Bellinger running the point with Emily Ryan still out due to injury. The sidestepping long three won't go for Kelsey Jones. And here comes Iowa. Clark, a sidestepping three of her own. Back iron, no. Long board Davis, right back to Clark. Clark on the attack, can't scoop it in. The follow is good from Goodman. Some of the ways they've defended Clark, or lack thereof, these first few possessions.
I mean, she's the one player you absolutely cannot lose. You have to stay attached with Caitlin Clark all over the floor.
There's another freshman, Addie Brown. Iowa State relies on their freshman. Here's Jones. Jones across her body, gets denied. 5 to shoot. The flip is good. Sister Ashley starred here at Iowa State. Other sister Aubrey played here before transferring. Clark tiptoes baseline. Looking for help. Out to Martin. Here's Gabby Marshall. Has not gotten off to a great start shooting, but we know it can be a serious threat from three. Clark finds a lot of space and connects from down.
Stuck on the screen, and there was no one there to contest.
If Caitlin Clark's going to get that kind of space, she might hit 3,000 in the first half. Here's Crooks. Back iron, no. One of the things that Bill Fennelly told us is he's going to encourage Audie Crooks to shoot some more threes tonight. Haven't seen it to begin her collegiate career.
Knowing that Iowa will play off of her.
Here's Davis. Nice little pocket pass. Goodman left it short. Jones up the floor for Iowa State. One of three freshmen who start for the Cyclones. Crooks, deep position. Crooks can't quite bank it in. And Davis comes back for the rebound. Here's Clark. Into the paint, the kick out. Davis, a good look. Off the mark. Crooks, the box out on the board. Bellinger directing traffic, wants the screen from Crooks, will fire, no. It's one of those, Iowa State, like Iowa, takes a lot of threes.
Yeah, they don't mind pushing pace, getting up and down the floor, and not only taking threes, but taking them early in the possession.
Here's Martin who will fire, in and out, and Crooks another rebound. Her fourth already in this first quarter.
Fast played first 4 minutes of this game. We've had players waiting to sub in for about a minute now, but no dead balls.
Including Hannah Stolke, who normally would start, but has been out with a lower leg injury and has limited minutes for Lisa Bluter to deploy tonight. Here's Dew, backing into Davis, shot clock fading. Dew, nice footwork, couldn't finish it, got it back, now loose. Crooks has it, pushes it up and off.
And Caitlin Clark just coming off of the screen. You cannot just leave Dew
5+ feet. It's not like, oh, occasionally she pulls from deep. No, that's her norm.
I made the mistake. I was in Iowa City about a month ago, sitting down interviewing Caitlin Clark, and I asked her, you know, things that she worked on in the offseason. I said, have you improved your range? And she said, I don't think I can improve
the entire game. Makes her unguardable. Here's Stolke bodying in, couldn't finish. Iowa State off the stop. Isnell Nadabu into the game for Iowa State with the defensive stand there. Here is Notabu. Dew off the handoff, pushed it up short. Sydney a falter in off the bench for Iowa. Clark, back iron, no. A falter keeps it alive, out of bounds off.
Then it just becomes about team defense and doing what you can to make things difficult.
Iowa's missed 5 straight shots. Here's Martin trying the drive, spinning, fading, and hitting. Here with Iowa, and the player who's considered the glue of this team. That leaning jumper is good for Iowa State. 4:30 to go in this first quarter. Here's Clark, and that's going to be a foul, going the other way. Triples in this first, 16 points away from 3,000 on a march towards history in Ames, Iowa. And you're also seeing it in visiting arenas where teams are either setting attendance records or at least selling out their arenas when Iowa's in town.
She's just exciting to watch. When you know that she's on the floor, you don't want your eyes to wander anywhere else.
Marshall tumbles. The freshman will fire from straight.
It's a young woman, 6'2", has a great stroke from both outside and then good post moves on the interior.
Clark in the mid-range, sure, plus the foul.
Open looks, and you have to credit her teammates as well for that. That time O'Grady sets a nice screen that gives her a little bit of spin to flow on her shot.
8 points in this first thus far for Clark. 13 points away from 3,000. How do you feel about the on-the-fly arithmetic you and I are doing? We do have
math is not hard. We're good.
Kelsey Jones off to Bristow. A little too strong on her 3. Addison O'Grady into the game for Iowa. Comes up with a rebound. Here is Clark. Clark, the hesitation, the dish. Gabby Marshall can't hit. Long rebound. Collected by Dew, who came back to the basketball for Iowa State.
Credit Caitlin Clark. She easily, especially with the way she's been shooting the basketball, could have pulled up there, but that was the right pass to make.
Holly?
Well, you talk about the record that Caitlin could possibly set tonight, and we talked to her about it today. She could literally care less. She knows what's at stake. All of the records she could possibly break, including the all-time scoring record set by Kelsey Plum. Pete Maravich's record is up for grabs every second this season.
Yeah, was much more focused on trying to get her first career win in this building. You saw she'd be the fastest. Is that 3? Saw she'd be the fastest to 3,000 since the turn of the century. Here's Clark, little leaner, he's short. Rebound secured by Crooks. Iowa State off to a really strong start after weathering an early flurry from Clark and Iowa. Crooks puts up. Clark shovels, Davis can't hit. Rebound Crooks. Bill Fennelly said we're going to have to make Molly Davis, Gabby Marshall hit their shots. So far they have not for Iowa. Bellinger bounces, taken away by a falter. Sydney a falter up ahead. Davis flags it down and lays it in.
Guys are just, you met them.
No. I'm not sure of their personalities, just their numbers. That jumper off the mark for Brown. Rebound knocked around on the floor. Dew has it. Held ball.
Audie Crooks plays about 3 minutes at a time. She's back in after a rest and can just overpower her defense. And then the other way, Molly Davis gets the open look, but the tough finish.
Junior who transferred from Iowa State. Clark trying to get on the same page as Feuerbach. Here's Martin. Martin on the drive, stops, dishes. Feuerbach still with plenty of time to operate. Back to Clark. Her 3 is good.
Dribble handoff, quick screen. Caitlin Clark going left. It's going to be money if the defense doesn't step out.
Ariana Jackson was being harassed by Clark. That 3 short from Bellinger, and the rebound corralled by Feuerbach. Here's Clark dashing ahead. Let's see, Clark thought about pulling. No time for a 2-for-1, so he's going to back it out with about a 10-second difference game at shot clock. Here's Clark. Clark gives it up. Martin's three. She got it. So that time, Clark dishing, and Martin cashes in. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Crooks passes out. That three is good. Jalen quarter in the books, and Caitlin Clark's march to 3,000 well on its way. 12 points in the first. She's 10 points away from history. .org/donate. 100% of the money you donate goes directly towards cancer research. Start of the second quarter in Ames, Iowa at Hilton Coliseum. Brown, a little too strong on her three. Clark the rebound, 10 points away from 3,000. She put up 12 in the first quarter. How about this three? Short, and the rebound snared by Ariana Jackson. You've seen the ball movement of Iowa State. They assist a higher percentage of their shots than any other team in Division I basketball. As Crooks turns, plants, and finishes.
Just really slightly bigger. But she can power the ball and go over you, or that time, just nice little touch.
Freshman tied for 8th in the nation in points per game amongst freshmen. Feuerbach on the give and go, reverses it up and off. Rebound controlled by Addie Brown. Here's Brown, another very talented freshman, number 31 overall recruit this season. Bill Fennelly telling us before the game she's got a real chance to be special. Dew spinning, pivoting, shoveling in. Iowa State, a 22-21 lead. Clark didn't take the three. Martin will, and hit.
Martin slightly more open in the corner.
And Martin with 8 points, 3 of 4 from the floor, is 2 of 3 from three. Here's Dew, big lane to work with, and lays it in.
Yeah, I really like what she brings on both ends of the floor. She is a tall, long defender who can defend out on the perimeter.
Clark can't drop it in. Rebound Brown. Crowd invested in every possession here at Hilton Coliseum. Bristow turns, can't hit. Here's Davis. Backs it out, bounces to Clark. Clark assessing. Thought about dropping it in.
Just keep running the screens with Goodman.
Can she get that shot? Back iron, no. Rebound grabbed by Jalen Bristow. One of the X factors that Bill Fennelly talked to us about with his Iowa State team.
And he said she can come out and just make a difference when she's really engaged, rebounding, scoring the ball.
She's another freshman who actually played on her 17 and under team with Addie Brown. Brown spinning here, flips it in.
By Brown to collect herself, get back on balance, and finish.
26-24, Iowa State in front. Clark turns the corner, found an easy layup, but it's not going to count.
We talk about Caitlin Clark's decision making. Well, here at the end of the quarter, what do you have? A guard who's defended by a quick player and then a big player on the inside. Caitlin Clark is going to take Kate Martin, get out of here. Why? Because if you pause right there, she wants Addie Crooks to be the one who has to come out, and instead makes the extra look and passes to the corner. Just great decisions all around and orchestrating of the offense.
Another foul here.
It's this time of year I need snowmen on my telly.
Yeah. Here's Martin. Martin cups it up and off. Rebound Stokey. Kicks it out. Marshall's three. Back iron, no. Rebound snared away by her Falter, who lays it in. Sydney Falter, the junior guard, ties it up. Bellinger, no. Here comes Clark. Dishes off to a Falter. Her three won't go.
Caitlin Clark's created a lot of really good open looks for her teammates, though.
And number one key Lisa Bluter told us was we're going to have to hit threes tonight. She knew Bill Fennelly would be willing to live with looks from three from people other than Clark. Brown airballs the picks in next WNBA draft. It's all this Sunday beginning at noon on ESPN and the ESPN app. Of course, that team who wins the lottery may also win the rights to Caitlin Clark, who gets a breather right now as Martin. It's going to be an attack taken there from the freshman Kelsey Jones.
And nice job just getting her feet set. And keep in mind, there is no restricted area in women's college basketball this year except directly under the cylinder.
Right, because otherwise you might have said, oh, her heels are over the line. That should be a block. No, not the case this season. Here's Jones. And she traveled. Will step aside in after a brief rest. 10 points away from 3,000. To the second fastest player in D1 history to hit that mark. Only Patricia Hoskins faster. Here is Clark off the screen, fires and hits. Gets called for the foul.
See her under the basket. She can go either way. Which screen do you want to use? And then comes out to the left side again, or the right side. Do is right there.
There's not much she can do. Holly?
Well, guys, as you take a look at that replay of that three-point shot, something that stands out to me about Caitlin Clark's improvement this season, if you can even describe that she needs to improve, is her feet. Look at that. Her feet are so quick. The step back, the shot release, and she said it's something she's really been working on this year. If her feet are set and her body is balanced, it's almost always going in. It's a huge point of emphasis for her this season.
Yeah, Holly, it has. She has. And the crowd loves it. 10 points, 8 rebounds for Crooks.
She was draining them in practice, had not attempted one in a game up until tonight.
Here's Clark off the screen. Clark into the paint. Stolke, extra feed. Marshall did not take it. 6 to shoot. A Folter trying to create some space. 2 to shoot. Marshall gonna have to. Can't knock it down. Rebound, settles with Iowa State and Hannah Bellinger. Crooks given space again. Is she gonna take it?
She should.
Crowd wants it. Crooks says not this time. Well, you see the size that Crooks has on Stolke, who's trying to front her. Held ball, Iowa State turnover.
Audie Crooks shoots 69% from the field. That's a nice stroke, especially for a big player. Stepped right into it, and we've seen different.
7th grade where she really started to see the value of her size and see it as a strength, gain confidence in it. Clark nearly banked it in. Stolke will keep it alive for Iowa. Clark turns the corner, met by 2, bounces beautifully to Stolke, who gets fouled by Crooks.
Really use this. Graduating class of 36.
Yeah.
At her high school.
Hey, the NBA's in-season tournament continues Thursday on ESPN with the semifinals between the Pacers and the Bucks. 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Coverage begins with a countdown at 4 Eastern. Iris Halliburton.
How good did they look for the last minute of that game against the Celtics?
Incredible. Brown dishes, Jackson hits. Iowa State leading by 1. Stolke with a runway. A Folter needs help. Back to Stolke. Stolke will fire a 3 and knock it down. Was the Big Ten 6th player of the year as a freshman. No Monica Sonano anymore, no McKenna Warnock, so Stolke asked to do more this year for Iowa.
Left hand, then to corral it and finish. Beautiful stuff.
12 points, 8 rebounds. Stolke, not that time, back iron, rebound, left for Dew. Here's Dew. Off to Brown. Brown looking back to Bill Fennelly, getting the play. Brown directing traffic, backing in slowly. Brown forces it up, can't get it to go.
We've seen that a couple times, though, the clear out of the right side for Brown to go to work.
Here's Clark into the paint, couldn't bank it in. Stolke got her hands on it, Clark comes away with it, can't lay it home again. Caitlin Clark, 5 of 16 from the floor now. One of 8 in this second quarter. Under 30 seconds left in it. Bellinger dumps it in. Crooks left it short. And now the shot clock turned off for a final possession. If you thought number 4 Iowa was going to run away from Iowa State, sorry, you have a second half to watch.
Look for the screen from Stokey, yes, with the drop coverage.
Here is Clark. 6 seconds left. Will fire. In and out on a 3. Rebound controlled by Brown.
You haven't won yet in this building, and they're making it hard tonight. What stands out in the first half about what's challenging for you?
They're making shots, and we're not playing defense. I think that's the biggest thing is got to defend. That's the key to the game, is defend the three-point line. They're a great three-point shooting team. They've made a few that maybe some people haven't made all year, but it doesn't matter. We'd have to adjust, and, you know, that's how the game's going to be. You're going to make shots when you're at home. So that's the key to the game, defend the three-point line.
Thank you so much.
Caitlin Clark, 15 points, 4 made threes in that first half. And we also saw a made 3 from Audie Crooks, the first of her career. Nearly a double-double in that first half for Crooks. Time to go to Kevin Connors and Coach Peck for tonight's halftime report.
It's not a tough place to play for, is the home team. And Audie Crooks came out and just gave it her all. She was a menace on the glass. She had 8 rebounds in that first half, 12 points. She overpowered defenders inside and did this for the first time this season. Attempted and made a 3. And then, of course, we know Caitlin Clark is going to get her offense, in particular going to the left side when there's drop coverage, no one to help out. Dude gets hung up on the screen, just too easy for Caitlin Clark. This time, again, there's no one there to hedge out, help, or trap, and still a good contest defensively, but Caitlin Clark is going to make that. You take a look at her shot chart, and she didn't make one from the right side of the floor, but she certainly likes going to that left side.
The 17 field goal attempts, the most, as we send things over to Holly Rowe.
Well, checking in with Coach Bill Finley at halftime, he said, for the most part, I'm really proud of how we're playing. Remember, this is a super young team starting 3 advantage inside, and we have got to take advantage of that.
Well, speaking of the way his team relies on freshmen, Holly, when you look at their scoring, you're talking about tops in the nation for the percentage of points that come from freshmen for Iowa State. Meanwhile, Iowa's towards the bottom of the nation. You see right there. Clark on the drive, bodies in and gets fouled. Caitlin Clark away from 3,000. When she does score that 3,000th point, she will be the first player in women's D1 history to have 3,000 career points, 750 assists, 750 rebounds. Bellinger knocks in the long 2. She has not been shy about her shot tonight.
Not at all. I'm talking about screens on the perimeter. Crooks set a really good one to free her up.
Davis attacks the closeout. Back to Clark. Catch, fire. No. Rebound controlled by Brown. And here comes Bellinger. A game that had 7 ties, 7 lead changes in the first half. Neither team led by more than 6 at any point. Crooks, deep position, gets smothered, gets it back, and Kate Martin comes back for the block. Well timed by Martin.
Kate Martin is an excellent shot blocker, especially for someone of her size.
Clark's jumper is good. Bellinger around the Crooks screen. Crooks directing traffic, massaging her way in, and this time.
The season was to bring her along and maybe get her up to 20 minutes a game. And she said to him, Coach, I'm going to be a starter before the Iowa game. And sure enough, she is. This is just her 4th game starting this season. She played 15 minutes in the first half, and I just love the mindset of this young lady, setting goals and achieving them early in her freshman season.
And she has delivered thus far tonight. Misses the second free throw there. Davis the rebound.
And she's up to now. She plays about in 3-minute stretches, so she can go as hard as she can, doesn't need to pace herself, and she gets the rest.
Here's Martin fading away. Can't flip it in. Brown the rebound. Clark 3 points away from 3,000. Mom and Dad, Brent and Ann, are here catching the action. As Brown can't finish it. Rebound knocked out to Martin. Here comes Clark. Does it happen here? Clark on the drive, flips it out. Martin loses her footing. Taken by Brown. Jones gets fouled by Marshall. I'd like to give you the halftime play-by-play too, Rebecca. I know you require it.
I'm glad you didn't go in depth.
Yeah. Nadabu, the footwork, can't finish it. Got it back and lays it in. Iowa State back in front. Here is Clark. 3 away from 3,000. Clark, the leaner, is good. You celebrate the moment here in Ames, Iowa.
I don't think they will.
Oh, Clark gave a little shove there to Kelsey Jones. Bench reacted to it, so did the crowd. The officials did not. Crossover, 3 from Brown, rims off. Jones inside, can't lay it in. Jones able to control it though. Another chance for Iowa State, and it's snatched away by Goodman. Here is Marshall with Clark trailing. History in flight, you bet! Caitlin Clark, 3,000 career points! Another forever moment for this transformational superstar. Just the 15th player in Division I history with 3,000 career points. Maybe looking to add to it here. Dumps it down. Goodman. And a whistle. A timeout taken by Iowa.
Just the pitch back in transition. Defense closing out on Caitlin Clark. A deep one. We've seen it so many times. And here it gets her over the 3K.
Brent and Ames celebrate. Well, Caitlin Clark just became the 15th player in D1 history to reach 3,000 career points. She became the first player in Division I history to have 3,000 career points and at least 750 rebounds.
Top of sisters in the country since she entered college.
She has a shot at getting to 1,000 assists in her career as well. And you see men's or women's first player ever with that 3,750, 750 mark. The NBA, they're going to want to make sure she doesn't play next year at Iowa.
Right. That's right.
And a travel in to catch Kelsey Plum for most career points in Division I history. Right now, she is pacing to do it in late February. That's going to be an offensive foul on Crooks.
Hannah Stolke trying to fight around. You see on the right side of your screen. Oh, that's a flop.
Yeah, it is. In the NBA, Stolke would get fined.
No meal money for her.
Here's Marshall into Stolke. Stolke slips inside, can't finish. Got it back, kicks it out. The 3 from a Falter. Back iron, no, and knocked out of bounds.
It lightens the mood, and they know they've got their work cut out here at Iowa State.
Yeah, just a 4-point lead for number 4 Iowa against unranked Iowa State. A little left hand finish in her game already tonight. 2-point game. Neither team is led by more than 6 at any point. Clark is up to 24 points. Clark leaning in, banks it short, wanted a whistle, didn't get it. Clark has hit the 3,000 career point mark tonight. And a whistle underneath against
Stolke. Coach told us that she's on the minutes restriction, about 10 minutes. She's at 9 now, Ryan. Wonder how much longer she will stay out there.
Bristow rims out on a 3. Good box out there from Kate Martin to control for Iowa. Here's a Falter, not picked up. Looking for Clark. Clark, a deep one. She got it.
Caitlin defensively.
Clark has all 12 of Iowa's points this quarter. 5-point Iowa lead. Here is Brown on the offensive end. She's got a smooth game.
Very smooth, very smooth. Out to the 3-point line, and again, we haven't seen it as much today, but really nice footwork inside.
All against Iowa State.
I mean, I guess that's too far away, but what do you do? Because you know that Caitlin Clark can drive by you if you get up too close.
Here's Stolke handing off to Clark.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah,
right there, that's what you do.
Trapper. Clark gets tripped. no call.
It's the trap and tackle defense.
Yeah. Kate Martin can't finish on the interior. Here's Ariana Jackson. Good position inside. Bristow. A lot of contact there.
Thought maybe she got her fingertips on it.
Taylor McCabe into the game, number 2 for Iowa. As Martin muscles in, flip it home. Rebound, Brown. Addie Brown with 9 rebounds. Freshman has done a nice job on the glass early in her first collegiate season, in addition to the way she has scored. Patient here, Crab dribbling down. Brown kicks. Stood up. Over to Bristow. 5 to shoot. Bristow, flat-footed shot won't go. Caitlin Clark grabs the rebound. Into the corner. McCabe can shoot. Can't hit that one. Stolke, the offensive rebound, is both drafted. They also are expecting to get back Emily Ryan at some point, their point guard, who last year was, or 2 seasons ago, was first team all Big 12. Clark can't bank it in, got it back, and gets the whistle. We did ask Clark about her interest in the WNBA draft lottery on Sunday, and she said, you know, I wish I wasn't playing at the same time because I would be watching. She said, you know, no matter what, when you get drafted, you can't control the row there, and maybe it plays a little role, but not a massive role.
She's going to fit any system just fine.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't, they'll change the system.
Yeah. As James Harden said, she is a system. Clark, not that time, has all 14 Iowa points in this third quarter. Iowa, a 5-point lead on Iowa State. Neither team is led by more than 6 at any point. Brown had it knocked away, trying to get it into Crooks. Here comes Clark, dumping underneath. Goodman traveled.
Oh, Sharon Goodman did
who is such a security blanket for Caitlin Clark as well.
Sharon Goodman, Hannah Stolke, both coming into this game shooting 72% from the floor.
Here's Bellinger. Off to Jackson. Good look inside there. Told her teammate, don't rush the inbounds pass so that the shot clock would end up turned off. How about the atmosphere at Hilton Coliseum in a 3-point game? Clark, the runner, hooks off, rebound. The Cyclones are hanging in.
They certainly are, experiencing some of the Hilton magic. Look at that beautiful high-low pass finish. We got ourselves a ball game.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. We have experienced history already tonight in Ames. Here was point number 3,000 for Caitlin Clark.
29 feet, and it just looked like she was dancing out there. How easy does she make deep threes
this evening? A 3-point Iowa lead as we begin the fourth quarter. Caitlin Clark has never won in this building, something she brought up right away to us today. Great backdoor look.
It's the high ball screen and then the back cut on the right wing.
Kate Martin with 10 points. One of the returning members of that Iowa team that went to the national championship game a season ago. Bellinger shovels back. Jackson bounces in. Crooks stood up nicely by Goodman.
The next evolution of Crooks' game is to be comfortable going over her middle shoulder, whatever side she's on.
Oh, Clark, the beautiful curl. There you go.
Do you know what a backdoor pass is? That
do.
one's a little bit easier. Look at that beautiful pass to the cutting Martin, and then we talked about dancing. There it is. Pass, you know, Cheryl Miller, Maya Moore on your way. What do you think?
Hey, if you can build it, we will play. The freshmen have shown up in a big challenge against the number 4 team in the nation. Bellinger. Marshall able to hang. Jackson off to Brown, her three off the mark, and Gabby Marshall the rebound. Marshall has not hit a shot tonight, 0 for 3 from the floor. At times I've actually felt, I know Lisa Bluder feels her team needs to create more shots for her, but it seems like Marshall's been a tad hesitant at times as well. But we know she can heat up, and at some point this season likely will. It was a serious threat from 3 a season ago. As Brown comes up with a steal, Lisa Bluder wanted a kick, did not get it, as Brown did not have any active motion with the lower leg there. Dew drives it left, can't lay it in. Rebound tip to Davis. Molly Davis. Nobody picked her up. Here's Marshall. Clark, her 41st career 30-point game. Dishes to Davis. Into the corner. Marshall attacks the closeout. Goodman spins out of it. 5 to shoot. Martin may have to. Martin's runner rims off. And Brown the rebound.
The clear out on the right side for Brown. We've seen this multiple times.
Brown 9 points tonight and gets fouled there by Iowa State tonight. And one of the things Bill Fennelly told us before the game was that he loves that he is a group of friends, or you can find a way. And they're a group that he feels is
he's done a good job with the timeouts when those runs have come from Iowa.
Addie Brown, her second career double-double. Clark fires a bullet that Stokey could not handle.
A little too much mustard on that.
Here's Brown. Bellinger a three. No. Rebound taken by Bristow. Bristow can't lay it in. Stokey did a nice job hanging on the interior defensively. Clark, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. She is 10 of 27 from the floor. Scored every Iowa point in the third. Clark surges inside and finishes. Bristow faces up. To light for Bristow.
To be able to get her shot off, we've seen her attack the glass at times as well.
Freshman forward Bristow. A falter did not get it to Clark, who wanted it. Instead, it's Marshall deep on the wing. Marshall get it back to Clark. Couldn't handle it, and Iowa State comes up with a steal. Here is Dew. Brown thought about it. Bellinger can't hit. This place was ready to pop, and ooh, look out. It could be for this Cyclone team. Bellinger into the paint, banks it in. It's a one possession. Marshall a good look. Can't hit. Scoreless tonight. Martin out of it. Picked it up as the season went along. Entered this game 34% from 3 and is 0 for 4 tonight. Here's Brown. She got it. Clark wants it. Can't get it. Brown the rebound. This crowd standing. Is there some more Hilton magic in store tonight for these Cyclone fans? Jackson off to Bristow. Bristow's jumper rims off. Brown the rebound. 12 rebounds to go with their 13 points.
Just a jab step, get enough space where she can players in the paint, and she's the one who came up with the board.
Bellinger connects! Iowa State run that ends there.
For teammates, they're just struggling a bit to score from the perimeter.
Clark wants it. 8-0 Iowa State run. A falter drives it. Can't lay it in, but gets the whistle. A falter hits the first free throw. a feeling Lisa Bluter is going to feel good.
Yes.
A falter hits both these schools. Iowa leads the series all time, 30-23. They've won 6 of the last 7. But these teams have split the last 4 in this building. Here's Brown again, that clear out on the right side. Clark came with a dig. Brown goes cross court. Catch, fire. No hit for Bristow. Rebound banged into the arms of Clark. Clark in transition, always dangerous. Finds the cutter. It's Martin who lays it in.
Iowa has done that on the Brown clear out.
33 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists for Clark. Martin up to 12 points. 3-point Iowa lead. Dump down, Brown gets fouled by foul trouble. There is no player with 4. Clark and Martin each have 3.
You were talking a little bit earlier about the energy that Bristow has brought as a result. Crooks has spent extended
13 points, 10 rebounds. Brown knocks down the second. Clark races in, dumps underneath, beautifully done, and Martin lays it home.
to the basket. Those two have been playing together a long time, know their tendencies. Clark and Martin.
Caitlin Clark always raves about the winning plays. Kate Martin makes it. She comes up with another one here. And Iowa State called for the foul.
Caitlin Clark is always going to demand attention, and there, 3 defenders looking straight at her. Help has to come.
25, 5 and 5, 46 games. Leads all active players by a mile. Clark, the hesitation, the kick. Marshall can't hit. Now 0 of 5 from downtown. Another great look for Gabby Marshall. You're trying to respond on the other end.
I love the faith, though, that Caitlin Clark still has in her shooters, even if they're not efficient in the moment.
4-point game. Bristow can't bank it in. Strong rebound from Kate Martin.
Kate Martin just undersized here. Ball goes up, but toughness shining through as she corrals the board.
Neither team has shot it well tonight. Both 35% or under. Clark into the paint, spins around and lays it home. 30 teammates involved and then taking it herself.
Yeah, she's made terrific passes when her teammates have been open, and then here, just back to the basket, navigating the paint, scoring inside as well. This happened on the defensive end right after Gabby Marshall missed the open 3. Kate Martin got the foul. Look at Caitlin Clark went right over to Gabby Marshall, got in her face, and I think was saying some encouraging words to her shooter. This is Caitlin Clark's first year as a captain.
She said the area where she's seen Clark grow most this season in her constant evolution is leadership. Here's Marshall. 1:40 to go. Iowa has stabilized things here with an 8-1 run. A 6-point lead. Still plenty of time for Iowa State. Needing a stop. Clark around the screen will fire. No. Rebound. Bangs to the floor. Grabbed by Naimir Dew. 1:15 to go. Dew slowly backing down. Dew into the paint. Dew forces it up and off. Clark the rebound, her 9th. And the clock is the friend of Iowa. 1 minute to go. Clark taking her time. Martin dumps it down. Clark into the paint. She trapped. Iowa State is going to take a timeout. Yep. This run for Iowa since falling behind. 2 assists and a bucket.
Yeah, no surprise that she's the one with the ball in her hands, willing passer always when her teammates are open. Both of these to Kate Martin when she's moving so well without the basketball, and then just seeing her score and her savviness even in the paint there.
Reached her 3,000th career point in the 3rd quarter of this game. Martin comes up with a steal. 2nd straight inbound. Iowa stolen, and Martin is fouled on the other end, including back-to-back off inbounds after timeouts.
Yeah, Kate Martin is just a tough-nosed basketball player, a competitor who wants to win, and that time just effort to jump the route and get the steal.
Holly
Well, today at shoot-around, they were having this final moment at the end of shoot-around talking about pressure is a privilege, reading from Billie Jean King's autobiography. And after they talked about that, it was Kate Martin that spoke up. If we can control our attitude tonight and how tough we are and how strong we are, earlier today.
And she has been all over this 10-1 Iowa run, Holly. Crooks buys this season after their historic run a season ago.
I'm going to get a plaque for Crooks' locker that says...
Crooks hits both free throws. Dade needs to try and create a turnover here or foul someone other than Clark, who tumbles there. And it's a Falter who gets fouled. And a Falter. That presents different challenges, though. Clark with 4 fouls as well. So Lisa Bluter factoring that in. Jackson's 3 won't go. Rebound secured underneath by a Falter tonight for the senior forward, Naimir Du. A Falter back to the line and hits the first. One run of their own. And now have their largest lead of the night. It is 9. 67-58. Jones has it deflected. Davis has it. Molly Davis flicks it ahead to Marshall. We'll see if Iowa State backs off. It looks like they will. Caitlin Clark's going to get that first win at Hilton Coliseum. The Iowa Hawkeyes survive the Cyclones and Hilton Magic. 67-58 the final in a hard-fought Iowa victory. And Caitlin Clark scores 35 points, including the 3,000th of her transformational career. I think both teams walk away tonight feeling pretty good.
I think you're right, and Iowa State proved some things. They showed some real toughness. They have an inexperienced overall roster, but their freshmen really came through, came to play, gave this crowd a lot to cheer about tonight and a lot to be excited about with the future of this team.
Caitlin Clark talked to us before the game about the desire to get her first ever win in this building. That was much more her focus than reaching 3,000 career points. Said she didn't even know she was closing in on it until she heard Debbie Antonelli mention it on the South Carolina Duke game last weekend, and then realized how she was closing in. She hits that mark and gets the win, and now gets a chat with Holly Rowe.
Well, Clayton, you did something tonight that you've never done in your career. Get a win in this building that's not far from your hometown. What did it mean to you tonight to get that?
I mean, it's just exciting. I'm happy for this group. I didn't think we played very well, but we found a way to win, and I think that just speaks to our maturity. Our veterans, I thought Kate played really great down the stretch, and they made some big shots. You got to give them credit. They're a young team, and they played pretty well, and great environment. Iowa supports women's basketball. Gives me chills. I mean, it's just awesome. So just proud of this group.
All these people here tonight got to see you make history. You did something no one's ever done. 3,000 points, 750 rebounds, 750 assists. What does that mean to you to be marking your legacy in such a great way?
Yeah, I think it just speaks to Coach Bluter and what she's allowed me to do on this stage. She lets me be me, and that's, you know, all you can ask of a coach, but she supports me more as a person, and my teammates let me thrive, and fans support us like no other, and, you know, I'm just lucky. I'm really lucky and fortunate. I'm trying to soak in every single second and do whatever I can to put a smile on people's faces.
You scored every point for your team in the third quarter, but when you had to trust your teammates down the stretch, tell me what that looks like and how they step up for you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we ran some really great sets there at the end of the game. Kate comes up with 2 backdoor cuts for layups, physical, and then Sydney and Kate make 2 huge steals at the end of the game for us that kind of seal the deal, and Sydney makes really big free throws for us. So, you know, they stepped up when they needed to, and, you know, that's what our team's about, is stepping up, and just proud of this group. But we have a lot we can get better at, and I think that's what's exciting.
How do you like making history?
It's pretty fun, Holly, especially when you're here.
Thank you. See ya.
We agree, Caitlin. Always fun to witness history, and Caitlin Clark providing some tonight. 35 points on the evening. and her 3,000th career point.
I mean, just incredible. It has been to watch this young woman galvanize attention around women's college basketball. She is so exciting to watch. It's only fitting that .3000 came on a deep three.
Brent and Ann, her parents loved it. Clark gets to take some photos afterwards, and her first win in Hilton Coliseum. The final score, Iowa 67 and Iowa State 58. For our producer, Kerry Callahan, our director, Jimmy Platt, the Hall of Famer, Holly Rowe, the Hall of Famer, Rebecca Lobo. I'm Ryan Rucco. Coming up next, it's men's college basketball, Pitt in West Virginia. But first, let's check in with Kevin Connors and Coach Peck in the studio.